And that's how I look at it. What makes him get more respect than me? You my next door neighbor, you know what I tell him? You got yours from your family. I got mine from the ground up, from hard work and dedication.
Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest ever. He's a brilliant defensive fighter. His speed, his boxing savvy. He's just a savant. He's just something special, no question about it. But I gotta look at the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world.
Do it. Floyd's way is safe. Not in a punk, but it's like the safe way, like nothing ain't gonna go wrong. But that's how he fight. That's his.
Floyd Mayweather is furious after Stephen Smith sparked a firestorm by questioning his legacy and claiming Terence Crawford could beat him. Stephen A. doubled down, saying Floyd has no right to call himself the greatest ever, arguing that Sugar Ray Leonard was on a completely different level. He also claimed Mayweather's best work came at lightweight and that he never truly dominated once he moved up in weight. Even the Canelo victory was brushed off as overrated. That was the final straw for Floyd, who refuses to let anyone rewrite his career without a fight.
It's not just about your skill set. It's who you do it against.
Your level of competition. Is it possible that he's so far beyond his level of competition that he made it look easy?
Well, I think he did as a lightweight. When he went up to the welterweight division, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Now, if
taking out Canelo the way he took out.
Well, he just gave him a boxing lesson, but Canelo was 22 years old. See, I remember
That's an excuse, though.
Well,
I don't like this, like he's 22, he's too young.
I will tell you this. Well, you know, you do have to take that into consideration.
The guy had 100 fights.
Well, let me explain. You have to take that into consideration when boxing is the issue. Now, if he got knocked on his ass, that's different. But when he simply got schooled, when you swinging a punch and Floyd is tapping you on your shoulder saying, I'm behind you, that's a problem. You understand what I'm saying? That's just a skill, like, you know,
Well, we could credit Floyd with that.
Of course, I am crediting. I'm saying he's a brilliant boxer. You know, Floyd knew how to move before you even threw the damn punch. You see what I'm saying? You got to be a veteran to know how to overcome that. You can't put a novice into the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather. You understand? He's going to school you. What I'm saying to you is that if you want to make an argument on Floyd Money Mayweather's half, which I'm not summarily dismissing, I would tell you it's this. Floyd Money Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Trainer Bozy Ennis spoke passionately about Crawford's place in boxing history. He pushed back hard against critics who try to downplay Bud's accomplishments, saying Crawford has proven repeatedly that he belongs among the greatest fighters of this era. Ennis highlighted Crawford's fearless mindset, pointing out that Bud never avoided dangerous opponents. In his eyes, Crawford thrives when the risk is highest, and that separates him from many fighters today. By constantly challenging himself, Crawford has carved out a legacy that deserves respect, not dismissal.
I think he could have got the stoppage. He'll tell you that if he had to sit down a little bit more. But I tell you, Terence can fight and he can box. And he can fight. He'll fight this side. He take chances, man. You know what I mean? And that's how you be great, man. And he one of the greatest out there now. I think he's great. I think he's the best out there right now in that division. You know what I mean?
What's left?
For Terence?
Yeah.
If I was Terence, I would retire. That's what I would do. He did everything, man. He's done everything, man. You know what I mean? You know how many titles he don't want? All that stuff, you know what I mean? I think I'll go off one in the sunset, man. You know what I mean? You don't need no more money. You know what I mean?
Mayweather's story, however, goes beyond boxing itself. As Oladipo described, Floyd built two powerful identities, Pretty Boy Floyd and Money Mayweather. Early on, Pretty Boy was the fearless knockout artist who took risks and thrilled fans. Later, Money Mayweather became the ultimate businessman, mastering defense and turning every fight into a worldwide spectacle. His pay-per-view dominance and marketing brilliance made him bigger than the sport. Oladipo credited Floyd not just for his ring IQ, but for creating a business blueprint that modern fighters still chase today. Floyd became more than a champion. He became a cultural icon who reshaped boxing's entire economic landscape.
I'm sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... You know, when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, and Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom, But sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking. I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument, oh, you should have fought that person then. And I get it. I get it. Right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm going to work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm going to work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fight, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights. Right?
Veteran journalist Dan Raphael took a long-term view of Crawford's career. He argued that Bud no longer needs fights to validate his greatness. His resume speaks for itself. Undisputed in multiple divisions, victories over elite names, and a reputation for dominance. Raphael believes that once fighters reach this level, the goal should shift from proving themselves to protecting what they've already built. Continuing to chase unnecessary battles could risk tarnishing a legendary legacy. In Raphael's eyes, Crawford has already done more than enough to be remembered as one of boxing's all-time greats, whether he fights again or walks away now.
He stood in the pocket, like he's not moving anywhere from him. He's using his head moving, he's not being stupid, but he's not necessarily moving away from Canelo. Like you said, he's walking the, quote unquote, bigger man down and forcing the action rather than going off, reacting to Canelo's attacks. So I think it was such an impressive display. But it sort of begs the question now, when you've a 3-time undisputed champion, and I know money's important, financials, we always talk about that. His legacy is intact regardless. We'll start with Terence. What does a Terence Crawford do now? Like, what's the next thing that he does? Because you look around and go, is the only way that he really gets that ultimate chance if he goes up again? And do you say, what do you do?
I don't quit. Yeah, I mean, he was asked those questions at the press conference. He made 2 things clear. One, he's not going back to 154, and I say that because some people suggested about possibly pursuing a fight with Ennis, who has his debut in the weight class coming up.
Yep.
That's probably unlikely. He's not going to go back down in weight. And I mean, no disrespect to Ennis, but Ennis is a guy that's known within the diehards of boxing. He's not in any way known beyond the boundaries of the hardcore boxing fans. So yeah. I don't know if that makes sense for a lot of different reasons for him. Not to say I wouldn't, as a boxing fan, enjoy watching the fight. So, But I don't think he's going back to 154. He was asked about like a Benavides at 175, and he acknowledged like that guy's really big. I mean, that's maybe a bridge too far. He already went up to 2 weight classes to fight Canelo at 68. So it feels to me like he can either stay at 168 and defend this championship and look to the same types of names that were being thrown around as the types of guys that would have been in the mix for Canelo had he won the fight.
Crawford's longtime trainer Brian Bomac McIntyre believes his fighter still has a few huge chapters left to write. According to Bomac, Bud could realistically take 2 or 3 more fights before retirement even becomes a serious conversation. He discussed the possibility of Crawford moving up to 160, explaining that it wouldn't just be about collecting belts, but about strengthening an already Hall of Fame legacy. Bomac stressed that Crawford isn't chasing validation anymore. He's chasing history, taking on challenges only true legends dare to attempt late in their careers.
The second time. They can't take it away from him, neither.
Does this one mean more to you than the other ones?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It gives us the opportunity as a team to go into the Hall of Fame. Instead of a fighter going in there, instead of a coach going in there, it gives us a better chance to go in there as a team.
Well, congrats on that. I know that means a lot to you and the team.
Definitely.
I asked Bud this after the fight 2 weeks ago. Would he consider this a signature win? He said, yeah, one of them. Do you think that was a signature win of his career?
Well, the last fight?
Yeah, the Canelo one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Because he was the underdog. Everybody thought that, he was going to get beat.
What's up?
He was going to get beat. surprising.
So what's next for Bud? What do you want to see him do?
I just want to see him, spend time with his family because, training for a fight, you be gone a long time. You're going away from the family. And it could take a toll on you after a while. So,
as his trainer, do you feel like you should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
you know what? They made it look so easy. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit, got 2-3 more in him and shit. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder.
Despite Crawford's stunning win over Canelo, debate has exploded about what he should do next. Some insiders, even people close to his team, have suggested retirement now would protect his legacy completely. Supporters argue Bud has already achieved everything possible, but others continue to downplay his win, insisting he should walk away before time catches up. This has created tension because many believe Crawford still has plenty left. His recent performances show no decline, and fans are hungry for more big fights. Retirement may be an option, but Crawford's legacy is already secure, and nothing he's done can be erased.
That Terence Crawford did what he did against Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford made himself the face of boxing, and he did it. He made it look easy. He made the Errol Spence fight look easy. That was supposed to be the toughest test of his career. I thought it was. The whole world thought it was. It was the easiest fight he had at welterweight. I thought, but I've been saying for years that he's going to easily beat Canelo Alvarez, and he did. But many people expected Canelo to knock him out. That wasn't the case. With that said, now people are trying to throw, he's 38. Tomorrow, Terence Crawford will be 38 years old. He's a 5-division champion. If he wants to stick around, like Terence Crawford stated, okay, Terence Crawford stated, if I do stick around, I'm not dropping down no further than 160 pounds. If he stays in boxing, I say he have 2 more fights. Fight Janibek, who's the unified champion. Hopefully Carlos Adames and Lara fight and unify the belts. 2 fights at 160, pad the stats, become a 6-division champion and a 4-division undisputed champion. Cool. Other than that, Terence Crawford needs to...
Greg Hackett offered yet another layer, comparing Floyd's performance against Canelo to Crawford's. Hackett argued that when Mayweather fought Canelo, he was already a complete fighter, polished to perfection. Crawford's style, while aggressive and adaptable, doesn't always carry the flawless execution Floyd displayed for all 12 rounds. Hackett emphasized that Mayweather's defensive precision and ring control remain unmatched in boxing history. Crawford's explosiveness is special, but Floyd's dominance was closer to perfection. Stephen A. Smith, meanwhile, still praised Crawford's win over Canelo as one of the most entertaining performances in years. He pointed out that Bud was the smaller man moving up against a bigger, stronger opponent, yet made the fight look one-sided. Smith said boxing needs fighters like Crawford, champions who combine technical brilliance with entertainment and deliver moments fans will never forget.
Anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. You know, there's still greats out there. There's still, you know, his era or last era, you know, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, you know, already accomplished more. Pacquiao was 8 divisions, so we have to, we could argue there because Pacquiao was, fuck, 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. You know, there's still greats out there. There's still, you know, his era or last era, you know, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, you know, already accomplished more. Pacquiao was 8 divisions, so we have to, we could argue there because Pacquiao was, fuck, 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Timothy Bradley offered emotional words about Crawford's impact beyond the ring. He explained that young fighters often battle doubt, especially when critics constantly undermine them. Crawford, however, became proof of what perseverance can achieve. Early in his career, skeptics questioned him, but Bud kept silencing doubters with every performance. Bradley emphasized that Crawford's journey has inspired the next generation, showing that hard work and belief can overcome any negativity. To Bradley, Crawford represents more than championships. He represents courage, determination, and the refusal to ever give up.
You're a true inspiration to the youth, man. Anybody that's troubled, any troubled kid out there, man, they can look at you and say, hey, man, I got a fighting chance to get myself out the situation. All I got to do is make that choice. That's what you did, Crawford. You made that choice, man. You made that choice to change, bro. You know, you saw it going down, man, years ago, man, in 2008, man, when that bullet came through that window, you knew you had to do something or you'll end up 6 feet under, bro. You know, so that courage that you had, man, and that will that you had and that mindset to change, man, and the gym, you know, grooming you and turning you into a man, because that's what boxing does. See, people don't understand, man, that boxing is more than just throwing punches. You know, boxing teaches you discipline. You know, it teaches you love for people, love for others, man. You know, working together. You know, you're there constantly every single day, man. You know, spending time there perfecting a craft, man. Perfecting yourself, understanding yourself, learning more about yourself each and every single day. You push it inside the gym. You know, boxing is more than just throwing punches, man. Yeah.
And that's where we'll wrap up today's video. Stay tuned for more boxing updates, and I'll see you next time.